Newsmax is one of the far right sites. It's pretty reliable for climate denialism. Now, one thing I learned in doing your assignment, I looked up Newsmax COP26, was that the first hit actually was newsy. They didn't have any opinions. It was just about what happened at the Congress of Partners 26. But here, this is fun. Now you get an idea of how this stuff works. And you have to understand there are, some X 20 or 35% of America who would only trust their news if it comes from Newsmax, by God, because they know how to sing the song. So, this is fun. Experts challenge climate summit. Biden plan. Experts. Well, who are their experts? Check it out. You've got James Taylor, president of the Heartland Institute, which is totally ExxonMobil funded, climate denialist. Excellent, excellent stuff. And then you get a nice ad hominem, self-righteous, climate activists and politicians. That would be those liberal elites riding their limousines and tell the rest of us about our carbon dioxide emissions. That is, well, they're so special and rich, they can't be bothered with it, but let the peasants really take the bite on carbon emissions. So hypocrisy right there. And then we have an analysis of Biden's plan coming from the Competitive Enterprise Institute, another ExxonMobil, Koch brother, big sort of carbon denialist group. First of all, it's only hot air. And what we're going to have is increasing energy prices and economic collapse, which is kind of a false either or. Increasing energy prices and economic collapse, and it's not necessary either. Though I think the transition from oil to renewables is going to be really tough in the long run. Renewables cost less. So it's just not true. It's short-sighted. And it says that, the only thing we're going to get out of this is disaster. Why? Because they don't consider costs and feasibility. You better believe they consider all these things. But again, the idea is ad hominem, as the people, these climate activists at COP26, they can't see the big picture. And then we have other charges of hysteria and the policies are too expensive, don't work, and not even needed in the first place. Too expensive, that's kind of a relative term, and renewables cost less and will continue to cost less as extractables become more difficult to get. Don't work, well, they work fine. Not just because I'm an electric car owner, but they work very well and are not even needed. That's almost like a lingering climate denialism, is that we don't even have to do this. We don't have to switch to renewables and limit oil. So this is really cool. You get all of this out of Newsmax. And then, of course, Sleepy Joe Biden nods off at the climate summit. Oh, Biden winds up just saying he's got things under control. So it's just kind of fun. A bunch of digs, some denialists, and basically a false either or. Either we keep pumping gas and oil, or we suffer basically economic collapse, and then a lot of personal ad hominem digs. So that's what you're looking at here with the Toxic 10. And keep in mind that these people are the biblical source of reference for folks who are in the sort of right-wing echo chamber. This is not just some sort of BS-y editorial. This is, for them, the credible source on climate change. And this is how it works. Get as much of this nonsense out there and enough people soaking it up, and you have political paralysis. Nothing gets done. Oil companies stay rich. Hope this helps you get an idea of how this works.